Alright my friends, on the last video we have discussed about the three types of layouts that we have, and now in this video we are going to start see that in action. Okay, so once again, layouts are just a views containers and we can use them to put our views in a very organized and structured way. Let's continue and see what we can do. Now, here we are going to start with the linear layout, the first one, which is the vertical one. Let's go back here. Here I have said, or I said before, that we are not going to touch our constraint layout now, but in the next few sections we are going to teach you more about the constraint layout, because from in my opinion, this is not for a beginner. Okay, so that's why we are going to change it to be linear layout. To do so, here I want you to look on the bottom right here, on the left hand side on the bottom, we have two main tabs. The design tab, where everything look GUI or graphical user interface, where we can interact with Android Studio by just drag and drop or click or change all these values by with something easy and something that has a user interface. This is the design tab, where we can add views just by drag and drop. On the other hand, we have the text tab. Essentially, if you click on it, we have the code that is describing or responsible for showing this inputs and these buttons or these text views that we are going to have. Okay, so anything that you added from here, from the palette to your here to your screen, will be added here as a code also. Now my point here is that we cannot change the constraint layout. Now unfortunately, I was expecting that they will add a button that allow us to change the constraint layout in this version. Anyways, there is no real thing like this, so we have to go back to the text. Here my point is I want to change the constraint layout to be linear layout, and to do so we need to go to the text tab, and here we have this constraint layout tag, this one right here, from the beginning, from the Android all the way to here. Let me click on here. So we have this Android constraint layout. I want you to select everything right here from the A Android all the way to T, like so. And let's change it to be linear layout, like so. So type linear layout, like so. Make sure that you spell it correctly, like I have it here. Okay, and if you do like me, we are going to go back to the design tab. Okay, and now as you can see, it says linear layout. Linear layout comes by default with the horizontal orientation, so it is the second one. We do not want that, so that's why I'm gonna select my linear layout. Okay, I'm gonna select it here in my component tree, going back to all attributes. I'm gonna expand it, and here I'm gonna search for the orientation. Okay, if you search for the orientation, you will see that we have it right here. I'm gonna click on it, and here I can see this drop down arrow. I can click on it and it will show me that, hey, you only have vertical or horizontal. I'm gonna specify the vertical since I want it to be vertical, like so. Okay, I'm gonna click on enter, and it's been converted, like see, as you can see here, it says vertical. Very cool. Now as you can see, our button is back right here, but there is only one problem. If I select my linear layout here, it's been add a border to it. Here it's been selected on my screen, and I can see it does not cover the entire width and the entire height for my screen. So that's what I am looking for. I am looking for a layout that cover my entire screen, because I want to add more views to the bottom or to the middle, like so. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna search for the width for my layout. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm selecting my linear layout here. I'm gonna search for the width, and what I am going to do, I am going to change it from a 300 dB. Here I'm gonna click on the drop down. We can see it has two default values that we can work with: the match parent, which is gonna cover the entire screen, the entire parent, which is the screen, and that's what I'm looking for. And we have also another value that we are gonna take a look in a moment. Okay, but now set the width to be match parent, and also I'm gonna search for the height like so, and also make it match parent like so. And now it's covered the entire width for this layout. Now I'm gonna select my button like so, and what we can see that it's our button being added right here. Okay, but the secret is here. If I select another button and I drag it and drop it here, and I keep add buttons, you will see they will add it vertically, so each button will sit to the bottom of the previous one. Okay, so if we keep adding, you will see that they sit now vertically. Okay, so all the buttons will be one to the top of the previous one. But if I select my linear layout like so and go back to the orientation and make it horizontal, you will see that they are now each button should sit to the side of the previous one. And to prove the idea, so if I select these buttons, you will see that they have a width. So let me search for the width, because this button right here pushing the other buttons outside of screen. Why is that? Because if you take a look on the width of it, I'm selecting the second button, by the way. Take a look on the width. It says match parent. I want you to match parent. It will push everything outside of the screen. Okay, so that's why we need to change it from match parent to be WrapContent. That means it's gonna take only as much as its need from the width to fill its content. Let me select that, and as you can see, it is surround the text with its width. I'm gonna do the exact same thing with all these buttons. So WrapContent, this one will be WrapContent as well, and this one, the last one, also will be WrapContent. So as you can see, all these buttons, of course they cannot fill the entire screen, so I'm gonna remove one of them. Yeah, we have as I said, two different types of layouts. The first one is the vertical, and we have showed you that all the views sitting one on top of the previous one, and we have the horizontal one where we are going to add all these buttons one beside the others. Okay, makes sense? So this is really about the linear layout in a nutshell. Very simple lesson. So of course we are going to design our own layouts. We are going to make some stuff like this layout that you can see. We are going to advance our knowledge and so on about the linear layout. So that was our lesson about the linear layout. Do not rush yourself. In the next few videos we have a custom section about only designing. So we are going to spend about 2 hours just designing a very cool and advanced Android layouts. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the next video we are gonna work with the relative layout, so stay tuned.